Howdy, howdy. This is Justin Knapp, the IT Director of Southeastern Mutual. And today I'd like to go over security culture training and what is wrong currently with our culture and what we can do to improve employee culture through the trainings we do. First, we should talk about what is the goal of information security. Information security should be about protecting the company's assets. That means the stakeholders' trust, our customers' trust, because both of these are essential for a company to stay afloat. A very important asset to every company that sometimes may be forgotten about are their employees. Without employees, a company ceases to function. It might still exist, it just won't function the way it should. And of course, data integrity, all the data that we have stored on our servers, and the software integrity. If without the software, our company wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be able to sell our product. Our current culture, I think, is a culture based on fear. And I'll go into why that's a little bit more dangerous for the well-being of the company. Currently, we have a 3-strike security policy that any employee that is reported breaking compliance 3 times over the course of a year is terminated, no matter how big or small. This has decreased the number of recorded security events. However, it has increased the number of security events that had ramifications. So this security policy really isn't protecting the company better because the number of major events has gone up since it's been implemented. That being said, our company's tough on security stance has caused our employees to be afraid to self-report mistakes. This is important to note because then we aren't being able to do things preventatively when they do something small like reply to a phishing email. The employees are also afraid that they're going to be hacked by some boogeyman that's going to make it so they lose their job. That's something that they couldn't control. Is going to get them fired. They're also afraid that they're going to be shamed for reaching out to tech and security for assistance with their issue, and that it could be marked as a black mark against their name. And they're afraid for their job. They're afraid to even come work with the company because there's reviews that are in place that are saying, you guys are hard on policy. Fear is not an effective motivator long term. It's been proven through studies that it causes employees to be motivated for a short amount of time, then long term, they're more likely to look for another job. If an employee feels unsafe in their workspace, they're more likely to accidentally do something wrong. They have a decreased rate of development and growth in their role and a decreased rate of willingness to take risk. And this is good risk. With risk comes reward. So I believe we should move towards a new culture of education and involvement. And education being the key word throughout this presentation. We need to do initial education when they're doing the onboarding process that gets them up to speed on our security policies, and then do an annual training to touch up on that with all employees. The training should focus on how employees can keep this company safe, not security, how employees keep the company safe. And they keep the company safe with 2-factor authentication that prevents a person from their account being accessed even if it's compromised, without multi-factor authentication. We'll still teach them the importance of keeping their devices up to date, or doing the software installs and updates, as well as the operating system. These installations will prevent security breaches 9 out of 10 times. Report suspicious activity. We also want to train them on what constitutes suspicious. What's weird? Is this person asking for something normal? Educating them on these things will help them be more involved in the well-being of the company. This ongoing training also needs to happen. It's not just a one and done. Educate and then have them trust us to help them do their jobs. Having security team to be part of the education process makes them more approachable if there are questions or issues, instead of being this police force that is there to make sure they're doing what they need to do. We are helping them do what they need to do. And we shouldn't be afraid to retrain their employees. And we can identify those employees that need more education through testing, sending out a fake phishing email, seeing who latches on, and then reteaching and adjusting. It invests in our employees and makes them feel more valuable. It increases employee retention and satisfaction. It makes them feel like they're valued, because they are. And it decreases the cost of finding and training replacements, because we're not willy-nilly getting rid of great employees because they don't understand something with security. And in the long run, it'll completely increase the company reviews for this portion of the bad reviews that our company is facing. And then we need to do more praise. Educate and praise them on that. So while we're going through these trainings, we want to then, once they report something as a phishing or another threat, let's lift them up. Let's say, hey, great job, John. You caught a phishing scam. And publicly display that. Make them feel good about what they did. And that makes it so people want to report rather than trying to hide their mistakes. And it helps the security team as well find the threats, because when John reports it, we can look through to see if there's anybody else who sent one similar to the one John received. And we can prevent then other employees from falling prey to the same scam or risk. Other employees also reading about these stories will be reminded and re-educated regularly whenever one of them happens. And then it'll remove that little bit of fear that's involved with the reporting issues. We need to do more to make our employees feel safe. We need to do more to make them feel like they can reach out to us and trust us. We're a security team. We need to make them feel safe, not afraid to do the right thing. Thank you.